Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream of Tuned Into Tennis. My name is Miles David. If you are a returning face, welcome. If you've never seen my face before, hi. My name is Miles David, and I am a friendly, colorful commentator in the world of tennis online. So, hi, and welcome to a live stream. We are going to be talking about, or actually not even just talking about, we're going to be walking through the women's singles US Open 2024 women's singles draw for the first time. Well, I shouldn't say first time, because I've looked at this draw. I've been a collaborator on some podcasts and done some other content that is about to be dropped where I've looked at the draw, but what I have not done is make my picks. So with you guys that are watching along live on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, or on YouTube, one, I'm happy you are watching along right now, and two, we are going to complete this draw of mine in real time, because it is about time that I actually make myself a draw and stick to my guns about what I'm going to choose to be my US Open champion, because that's what it's going to look like. Those are some of the stars of the Open. We have Coco Gauff right front and center. I'm going to focus on the women in this picture. Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, Jasmine Paolini. We even got gold medalist Zheng Qinwen. We even have fan favorite Shea Sue over here, over to the top right. And of course, the men of the ATP Tour, but we'll be getting to them a little bit later on the other stream I have. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you are, so that you know when I go live in about an hour and some change to go through my men's draw. But for the next hour or so, we are going to be looking through the women's draw, and I really need you guys' help because one, I appreciate the engagement, and two, it's funner. It's more fun that way. It's more fun when you guys engage. Pardon me looking down just for a second, because I am about to do a shameless plug on my timeline so that people know that I am live. Let's see. Come join me and hold me accountable for my bad takes. How does that sound? Yeah, this is late, by the way, because I thought I would be able to just buy this cord from Best Buy and stick one into my camera and the other end into my computer, which I have done, but it has not resulted in this super high def image that I wanted you guys to see throughout the course of the US Open fortnight. So we're just going old school with the MacBook. I don't even have the cool little light. Hold on. I promise I'm gonna get to the draw. I don't even have the cool little light that I usually have glowing behind me, because that doesn't want to work today for whatever reason. So yeah, usually I would, hold on. Usually at this point in the game, I would probably be in a raging state of frustration, because I thought it would be easier and it's not. And I am frustrated, but you know, when you do enough digital content or whatever it is that I do in my free time, you learn to swing with the punches, or you know, duck and dive with the punches. So here I am, not as elaborate and fancy as I'd like to be, but hopefully my melodic and smooth voice makes up for it, and my fun picks for the ladies trophy at least hold you tight for the next hour or so, if you're with me. By the way, I haven't even looked at my comments yet. Hey, Karan is a frequent flyer and Tuned Into Tennis, the village of Tuned Into Tennis. Karan, if you want to see where I put Carlos in the draw, tune in the next, don't leave, but if you want to see where I put Carlos, make sure to tune into the next stream, because this stream is all about ladies singles and women's singles. We're in New York, not Wimbledon. Wimbledon does the ladies stuff, which they are ladies, but they specifically call that draw ladies. And in New York at the US Open, we call them women's singles. So without further ado, let me pull up this women's singles draw really quickly, make it a little bit easier for you guys to see it. Does that help? Does that help? Let me move Karan out of here, move me to a better part of the screen. Can I do that? Can I move my little self? Can I do that? I guess I can't. Oh, well. That works. Does that work? I think this is the best we're going to get. I think. Who knows? We're all just freaking winging it. To the 100 plus of you between Twitter and YouTube, I appreciate you guys for being in here, because hold on, because you don't have to be. You could be doing something else with your Sunday evening. Karima, I'm on you in 2.5 seconds. I am about to send you this link if you want to hop on into the stream. By the way, if you are a frequent flyer or a frequent member of the Tuned Into Tennis Village, like my good friend Karima is in the chat, as you can see there. Look, Miss Karima Shah, and that beautiful head of hair she has and that smile. If you are doing nothing else with your evening besides anticipating a fun 2 weeks of tennis, I can send you this link that I'm sending to Miss Karima so that you can be a voice on the stage with me as well, because it's fun that way. It's more fun. I don't know why. I think, what did I read or what did I listen to where somebody said funner and they immediately stopped themselves? So now that's like baked into my brain to say funner, even though I know full well with my 2 degrees that is not proper English or grammar to say funner. But nonetheless, here we are. Turn this Wi-Fi. Okay, I have done a good enough amount of chatting. We are officially at 130 plus people on the stream, so that allows me free reign to get into these picks for women singles at the US Open. Without further ado, let me put it in the comments. Let's get it started. By the way, if you're watching this on Twitter or like the word conversate, if you're watching this on X/Twitter, or if you're watching and streaming on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how your Sunday was. And also, as I'm making these picks from the top to the bottom, first round of championship, let me know what you're thinking, because you may be able to sway my thought process and how I feel out this bracket. Maybe. Not saying you will, but I do appreciate some good insight. Okay. Let's start from the very top with number 1 seed at this year's US Open, former US Open champion. She lifted the trophy in 2022. Iga Swiatek of Poland is set to take on qualifier from Russia, Kamila Rakimova. I think we can all agree that that is going to be a win for Miss Iga Swiatek as you see her move on to the next round. By the way, that's why I'm sharing this like this, so you can be able to see my picks as I do them. So feel free to applaud me for my picks or throw tomatoes at me for my picks, because it's fun. Karima, I see you backstage there, by the way. So if you're ready, just give me a thumbs up or a comment. I'm ready, Mr. Miles, or something like that, so I can add you on into the front part of the stage. Do you want to be ready? You ready, Karima? Is that a thumbs up? Hold on, let me check my chat. Ready? All right, cool. Karima said she's ready, so let's add her to the stage. Karima, I'm gonna focus on both of us just for a second. Hi. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, how you doing? I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
How are you?
I am good. Ready to, scrutinize your picks, but it's going to be fun.
Why would you scrutinize my little old picks? Sometimes they're smart. Other times they're not. So I've already picked one. Iga Swiatek is beating Milorakimova. Are you with me on that one?
Oh, you know what? I think it's going to be a close match. Yeah, no, I think Iga's be okay.
I think she'll be okay. Oh wait, I forgot I could add music to the back of this, so we're not just like talking to each other in the abyss. And I think I already have some playing. Hold on. Let me tell me if you can hear this, just very faintly.
Can you hear my fan? Look.
No. Can you hear the music?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in an elevator.
That's the goal. Okay. We're like in a hip hop adjacent elevator, not just any elevator. An elevator in the Bronx on the way to the Queens, on the way to Queens to watch the U.S. Open. See? Mm-hmm. No, you're not going with it.
I'm not going that far. No.
Bobby said it's better without music. Okay. Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. Shout out to Bobby.
Bobby, we appreciate your opinion. So let me just make sure that music is a little bit down so you can hear our wonderful conversation. We're going to keep it at 10 so it's in the background. There we go. All right. Back to the women's draw. Back to the draw. It says here that Miss Ina Shibahara is playing Daria Saville, but I'm confused because Ina Shibahara has an American flag next to her name. And last time I checked, Shibahara was Japanese. Am I wrong, Karima?
Well, yeah. Well, no. She plays doubles. That's her area of expertise, really. But she, I think she kind of like flippy flopped. She had the USA flag, and I think when she just really honed in and stuck with the doubles, she changed it to Japan. I think she's gone back and forth. So to have an American flag next to her now, that is actually fairly new. Okay. So, I mean, anybody out there can correct me on that. But, I pay attention to doubles on that. And she was representing Japan for a little minute.
Since you do doubles, when the doubles gets real hot and spicy next week, we're going to have you back on if you have some time, okay? Because, I appreciate doubles, but I think you're our resident doubles enthusiast here at the Village of Tuned Into Tennis. Somebody said, no ad, no problem. I don't know why that username is shouting out to me. No ad, no problem. I think I know why.
Oh, nice.
I think I know why. Because they are a frequent engager on Twitter. But they say, shout out to Shibahara, first slam in singles, and she qualifies. That is a pretty big, momentous occasion for somebody. Because first of all, you get a 6-figure check for getting into the singles first round. So that's pretty great.
Look, her bills are paid now.
At least she's going to be able to cover room and board for her stay in New York, I would imagine. Because it's you know what, with that thought process and being honest that Daria Saville really hasn't been able to kind of get any momentum going in this comeback of hers. She's been on multiple because of injuries, really significant injuries. I'm going to go ahead and give Shibahara a win into the second round. How about that?
Ooh, you know what? I don't mind that pick because there's a solid chance she could cause problems for Saville.
And she did qualify, which means she won 3 matches. So,
So she's comfortable out there. She's comfortable.
She's cooking with something. It might not be grease, but she's cooking with something. So,
right.
All right. Next first round, we got Elisabetta Pottietto from Italy versus Katerina Kozlova. Is Kozlova her actual? No, this app, this little website I'm using got to do a little better job of being up to date with these people's names because she's now married. Miss Katerina is, and her married name is Bandel. Kozlova is her maiden name, but Either
And
way,
I still don't think I know who that is. Look, let me get a picture. Let me look this up.
I think I'm gonna go Caccietto to win because I remember Caccietto.
Well, I know her.
Having,
yeah,
I remember her having a good French Open. She hits a pretty substantial, clean ball, and I think that could do her well at the U.S. Open. I think that could do her well. All right, moving on to wild card. Taylor Preston from Australia versus 25th seed Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. I'm going to give Miss Pavs a win because she deserves a win at the U.S. Open.
I mean, and she's coming off of a good little tournament, previously.
In Cincinnati.
So
yeah,
exactly. She's feeling herself, kind of like, hey, I'm back at it. So she should be able to take out this wild card here.
She should. What was I going to say? There's a question for you in the comments, Karima. Aaron Johnson asks, will you be following the Carly sisters at the Open? I'm not familiar with who they are.
Who? Yeah, Corley? I'm not familiar with that. Corley. Wait, I feel like they're pretty new in my head. I'm going to look them up, Aaron Johnson.
We'll circle back to that.
Levy. Yeah, but I'm gonna look them up.
We'll circle back around to them. By the way, we're over 200 people combined on the stream. So shout out to all 200 plus of you for watching our faces talk about tennis. I appreciate that.
Oh, and shout out to Dave. Thanks.
Yes, that's very nice. Dave said Karima's pretty, which I would agree. Pretty annoying. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No ad, no problem said they played doubles at Oklahoma. The Corley.
Okay, the university.
Corley or Carly?
Corley, and they're sisters. So okay.
Oh, they were sisters. Okay, gotcha. From New Mexico. Okay, cool. A place in the States I have yet to crack. All right, jumping back into the draw. We still have a lot of work to do because we are still in Iga Swiatek's quarter. We got Mira Andreeva. Let me scroll down so you guys can see what I'm looking at right here. Dun, dun, dun. Mira Andreeva versus one of my favorite names to say in tennis, Maria Camila Osorio Serrano, which, that might not be a popcorn match by a lot of people's standards, and I don't even think it's a popcorn match by my standards. I do think, though, it's not a easy match for Andreeva. I think Osorio is one of those players that's gonna, fight to the very end, make a whole bunch of balls, and it could possibly be tricky for Andreeva. But I do believe they both play their best. Andreeva's moving on to the second round, which that's where I'm going to put her at.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be an easy match. It's going to be a tussle, I feel like. Because Osorio, she likes to just be out there. She does like
to be out there.
So that's why I'm like, this could be a long match.
A tussle. Hey, Tanisha. Tanisha, welcome to the comments. Glad you're watching. Senor Lito says he's going to give it to Mira. I agree. Roy, shout out to Roy. Miles Dave. Is that my nickname, Miles Dave? I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. All right.
Okay, Trouble T, Roy. Okay.
Another person who, has my eye in tennis, Miss Ashlyn Kruger. She takes on Zheng Shuai, who, honestly, I wish this was a joke. She can't even buy a win in singles right now. So I think Ashlyn Kruger is going to be comfortable with that. There's a theme I'm looking at in this women's singles draw, because I don't think anything necessarily is wrong with this. I just need to do my research to see how these women are qualifying for protected rankings, because Zheng Shuai is one of the women that is playing with the protected ranking, but she's also on a 20-something match losing streak, which kind of doesn't make sense in my mind before I read the literature that allows her to use that protected ranking. Because if you're playing so much that you have a 20+ match active win streak, it would kind of not make sense that you were able to use a protected ranking. Am I alone in thinking that?
Well, it does seem kind of strange because it's like if you've amassed 20 matches, then you should just like already just be in kind of thing. Like
or not. You should be in qualifying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I shouldn't have to use this get out of jail free card because I've been working in 20 matches. Just because I've lost them all doesn't mean I still wasn't a participant. So it's like I don't get it, but hey, if you got the card to use and you trying to be in it, there she go.
Clinton, another epic pillar to the village of Tuned Into Tennis, says hi, gives us some waving hand emojis. And Tobias, another pillar in Tuned Into Tennis, says they can pick what tournaments they use a protected ranking for, which I know, but I know that's not an infinite amount of tournaments they can use it for. So if you're, again, like you said, Karima, if you've played 20 something matches, I would imagine that you've used your protected ranking for some of those. I would imagine, especially if of those 20 something you've played, you've lost all of them. So you're not really gaining that many points. It's just a little odd, but I'm going to try, maybe not during the tournament, I'm going to try to figure out how the whole protected ranking system works, because there's a couple of those that pop up in this tournament bracket that I'm like, haven't seen your name in a while. How are you still able to use that? But I digress. All right. On to the next matchup. We have a qualifier from Germany, Miss Eva Lees, who takes on Washington, D.C. finalist from a couple of weeks ago, Marie Buskova. And I think Miss Buskova is going to be a little bit too steady for her, because Buskova usually shows up for the Grand Slams and gets a win or two. She's pretty consistent at that.
I was going to say, she's going to at least win the first round. Like, we'll get that. Yeah. But
she does.
But Lise has been playing well too. She's been picking up some wins here and there. So, she might cause just a little bit of a hiccup, but we'll still give it to Boost. So,
Boost. Who was that in the spaces calling her Blues Clues? Was that Karan?
it could be anyone at this point,
We have some personalities in. All right, there goes that protected ranking again, because next matchup is Wang Qiang, who has had some pretty big scalps over the years. She beat Ash Barty at the U.S. Open when Ash Barty was number 1 in the world back in 2019. She beat Serena at the Australian Open and Coco Gauff at the Australian Open.
This is our chicken wing. This is our chicken wing.
See, I've tried to distance ourselves from calling her that nickname of Chicken Wing, but yes, we affectionately know her as Chicken Wing.
Decipher, because just straight out the gate with the name, I was like, wait, I think it's this one. It could very well be this other one. But
she's the OG. Okay, she's the OG Chicken Wing, right? Because she's of the OG.
I figured that's who it was with the red lip, because she came out with a red lip one good time, and I was like, she beat Serena, she beat Barty. All of a sudden, she into some lipstick,
She went down to Sephora. I see her. I'm not mad at it.
Hey, she found the Big Gretsch lip color. Just kidding. Honestly, time, Big Gretsch wasn't a thing.
Her opponent, Samsonova. Samsonova is not a Grand Slam player. She can show up on the WTA tour when she wants to, but at the slams, she's shown time and time again that it's a little bit too much for her as far as being a seed that gets where she should be in a seeded position. Yeah, a closer. But I don't think she's going to be upset by this one. I'll eat my words if she does. But I think based off of form, she gets through that match with Wang Qiang. But Wang Qiang could, take a set off of her because it's Samsonova, and she ebbs and flows like the wind. So,
yeah, but I would give it to Samsung on this one, because we can at least count on her to get through the first round. At least, even though she's been known to you looking like, how do you lose to this person with all this game, and then you out like this? But I will give her this because we haven't seen what I was gonna say, Chicken Wing. Haven't seen her in a long time, so she could be a little rusty coming back. So I'll give it.
She could be. Samsung it is. All right. Moving on to a interesting first round, I think, Miss Danielle Collins, who is effectively playing her last U.S. Open against Caroline Dolehide. Not a popcorn match per se, but also not a gimme, because Caroline Dolehide has shown over the past 12 months or so that she got some game in her. But Danielle Collins is still the favorite, so I think I'm gonna go Danielle Collins, even if it goes 3. I don't think Danielle Collins has come this far just to go out in the first round of her last U.S. Open. You think so?
To Dolehide, no less. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Because as you stated, Dolehide really has been having a really good season. You know, she's showing up and she's playing doubles, a lot of doubles, but playing really well with Krajicek. So this one, Collins kind of, getting booted in that first round in Monterey.
It did, that did happen. Maybe she just wanted to kind of feel out some things, get that appearance fee, because she was effectively the number one seed. So I would imagine there was some kind of compensation for her going out that way,
Yeah. I mean, we'll give the courtesy edge to Collins, but if Dolehide gets this in straight sets, am I surprised? Probably not.
Okay. Fair enough. A match that does not suit my tennis dreams, more so my nightmares, is Sara Errani versus Kristina Bucsa in the first round. I know Sara Errani's game because I've been watching her for years, unfortunately. But I got a glimpse of Kristina Bucsa the other day in Cleveland, I want to say, and I'm sure has worked hard to be a professional level tennis player. But when I watched her, I was like, I could be at like the park. Like, I could see this at the park. I could see this at the park and kind of merge the two games together. So, respect to Kristina Bucsa, but I would not be parking my behind to watch that match, whether they play Monday or Tuesday. I would not be finding that match, but power to you if you are. I think I'm going to give it to Sara Errani just because she's been in the better form overall as a tennis player. Didn't she win a gold medal in doubles? Yeah, she did.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's in doubles. We're talking singles. Her serve is still at 25 miles an hour. That's first and second. So I think I'm gonna go with Bucsa. I think that's who I would go with in this case. Yeah, Bucsa, her game doesn't really speak to me. It's kind of just like
there. It's just there, yeah.
It's just there. But Errani, again, she's just there. So
has been here for a long periodically time.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? You're probably correct, but I'm going to go with Bucsa on this one.
Okay, fair enough. That's something we can tip our hats to if we both get our picks correct. The next match up is actually kind of interesting because we have the almost bronze medalist at this year's Olympic Games, Anna Karolina Schmiedlova, who had a nice run of her own, versus kind of still up and coming, still room to kind of make a name for herself from Denmark, Clara Tauson.
Yeah.
I like Clara Tauson because I like girls that take big cuts at the ball and aren't afraid to do it. But Clara isn't the most swift of foot, whereas I think Schmiedlova is. So if Schmiedlova is able to kind of draw out some errors and do so consistently, Schmiedlova might actually win that match. So
yeah, and Tauson. The
ghost of Schmiedlova just knocked down my drink and was like,
until you do right by me. No, I'm just kidding. But Clara, she's just really kind of just up and down for me. Like she doesn't have the consistency that I think is needed going up against Schmiedlova, but she's not all that consistent either. But I think coming fresh off of the Olympics, that might kind of give her that little boost that she needs to at least get to a second round. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're saying now like guard your horses here, people, because I would love to pick Clara Tauson, but you're saying based off of form, I might want to go with Schmiedlova.
I'm just saying, based off of form and that boost from the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. But is it a boost when you don't leave with a medal? Is it a boost when you get close?
But no, I think it's still a boost because she was out there and she kind of got sick because of the heat and how long she was going 3 setters. I just think she probably still could feel good about what she did at the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming into this, hey.
Where do these tennis players train at? Because they're always talking about the heat. Not that the heat is insignificant, but they could not go to my Mississippi River and play tennis right next to it and talk about the Paris heat. I don't know what kind of heat that is. Wasn't in Paris. I'm sure it was hot, but it wasn't 97 degrees Fahrenheit hot. I can tell you that much.
Right.
And I just, if I can go outside, I mean, I'm not playing tennis at that level, but if I can go out there and the 65-year-olds and everybody in between can go out there in Louisiana and play some tennis, and we're not even in pro athletes shape, I think it's possible to play in Paris in like 75-degree Fahrenheit weather. But whatever,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, look, the chat seems to be going all Towson. So.
Towson better on hard court than that girl. Robbie says Towson better on hard court than that girl. Humidity. Yeah, but humidity is also something I live with every day. And I just, when people complain about it in places like Wisconsin, I'm like, is it really that bad? Just come to New Orleans for a day and figure out humidity.
But in Wisconsin, that's not something that they're used to. So any level of humidity is going to feel like, wait, what is happening? Global warming, So that's where, I get it. It's not something you're used to. So any higher level than normal is going to be a shock to the system.
Fair. And I think if it's hot that day that Schmiedlova and Towson play, I'm going to give it to Schmiedlova, which I just did officially. So I'm going to give it to Schmiedlova. Sorry, Towson.
He locked it in.
I locked it in. Sorry, Towson. I like you, but I need to see some results to kind of make me hard stamp pick you every time. So prove me wrong, Towson. Prove me wrong. Somebody that has proved me right this season in this next matchup is Miss Diana Schneider, the 18th seed, who, when I first laid eyes on her at the 2023 Australian Open in that match against Ria Sakkari that she almost won, I thought to myself, she's going to be somebody. She's going to go somewhere, So she's somebody already on the WTA Tour. She's a top 20 seed. She's won 3 titles already. She's won them at, I want to say she's won them at the 125 challenger level. She's won them at the 250 level. Actually, no. I think she's won a 125. I think she's won 2 250s and a 500. And the actual WTA level tournaments she's won have been on hard court, clay, and grass. So she can play.
Yeah,
and she also made the semis. She made the semis in Canada too, losing to Pegula. No. Who did Pegula play in the final? Anisimova? Oh no, maybe was it the quarterfinal?
No, she did lose to Peggy. She did lose to Pegula.
It had to be a quarterfinal. It had to be a quarterfinal then.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think who Pegula played in Canada. Like I can see the face and everything, and I can't.
Wait, was Pegula who played in the Cincinnati? Did Pegula and Badosa play in the Cincinnati semis?
That's where it was?
I don't know. I know
Pegula won Canada and Cincinnati. So,
and I know Diana Schneider beat Coco in Cincinnati. That was a big win for her as well.
Yeah. We know.
So I'm going to give Diana Schneider, Princess Diana, as they call her, a good win into the second round because she deserves that. You know what? For sake of time and to get us out of this first round a little bit. Well, the first rounds that are really, really, really standouts, which we haven't got to yet, I'll spend more time on that. But for sake of time, I'm going to just go through some of the ones that aren't really interesting. Like, to me, unfortunately, Katie Bolter versus qualifier Alexander Sasnovich isn't really one I'll have both of my eyes glued on. So I'm going to have Katie Bolter move on to the second round, even though Sasnovich is a,
I was going to say Sasnovich. She's tricky. She's tricky.
But and so is that service motion. That's yes. Tricky as well.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that's this person's correct name, because this app has already switched me up a little bit, because I have never heard of Miss Noelia Buozo Zanatti. And I usually know the WTA players. Wait, that's not even who that is. This is this app is really this website is a little lackluster, so I apologize. This is actually supposed to be Jessica Buthas Magneto, who is famous for taking out Vondrousova in the first round of Wimbledon this year. That is who takes on Petra Martic. I have no idea who Zanatti is, but that's what this app or this website is showing me in this draw. Don't know why they made that mistake, but it's definitely Miss Jessica Buthas Magneto, who, got game. So does Petra Martic,
I'm giving it to Martic. And thank you, Robbie. Big Sab won Cincy, but it was against Pegula. So, it
wasn't. Yeah, I know Sabalenka won against Pegula in the final. And yeah, so it was Sabalenka beating Iga in the semi and then Pegula in the final. And it was Pegula beating Badosa in the Cincinnati semis. And I think it was Schneider versus Pegula in the Canada semis. And then Anisimova versus somebody I can't think of.
Anisimova was in the final, is what.
I know, but she had to beat somebody in the semi, and I can't remember who she beat in the Canada semi. The Canada
it was Schneider.
So who did Pegula beat? In the Canada semi? I'm confused.
Pegula beat Schneider in the semi in Canada, right?
Right.
Or was that okay? All right, so we don't know. Are you saying who did Anisimova beat?
Yes. Who did Anisimova beat to get to the final of Canada? That is who I'm lost on.
Why do I feel like I thought did somebody retire to get her to the next round?
Ugh.
Azarenka, right? Didn't Azarenka retire?
I don't think Azarenka made it to the semis, Karima.
No. She didn't, but I'm just like, who the freak was it? Now I can't not get it. I have to find out.
I have to pause. Okay, I found Anisimova. Let me go to her form. Come on, rotate for me. I was thinking this in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to give her that much credit, unfortunately. It was Emma Navarro. She made the semis of Canada.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah. No. We'll get to her in the draw. Okay. It was Anisimova and Navarro and Schneider and Pegula in the semis of Canada, which means all four of them have decent enough form in this U.S. Open bracket. So we got that worked out. Okay, I'm going to give Petra Martic the win here because she's solid.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can spend a little time talking about two Grand Slam champs who are meeting in the first round of this year's U.S. Open. And I'm talking about Miss Emma Raducanu versus Sofia Kenin. They're going to be facing off. We already know. I think that is Tuesday on Lewis Armstrong. They've released it. They did release the order to play, and it was pretty interesting to see them right next to each other in the draw, especially considering they're unseeded and they both have won a Grand Slam this decade. So, what do you think, Karima, in the matchup in the first round between Miss Raducanu and Sofia Kenin?
It's so weird because Emma just she'll hit some shots and everything that I'm like, wow, that was a decent shot. Like, where is all of this on a consistent basis? Like, all of a sudden, and she's doing that kind of come on, and doing her little stomp back to and looking at her coaching box constantly. It's just it comes out. And then we've got Kenin, who does her, her little
scream, stomp, let it all out,
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she's hitting some shots that you're like, oh, okay. So this one really is a coin toss to me. I don't know which way to go because you don't know which one is showing up. That's
Mhm.
going to be the more consistent player. So maybe I will lean towards Kenin because she's just mad every day right now because she's not performing to the level that she knows how. But she's been getting it in on the doubles court. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Kenin in this one.
Only because I feel like Raducanu. Only because I feel like Raducanu. Maybe I'm making this up a little bit, but in my mind, it's making sense, right? She's playing with a little bit of a point to prove, especially here at the U.S. Open, which is like the core of why we all know her and why she's known internationally. I think in her own way, she wants to be known for more than that, but also she says some things that makes me believe that she's completely fine with being known and benefiting from the way she won that US Open, especially how she goes about, choosing her calendar, not wanting to play quali certain places, and kind of just being a little bit above the grind that I feel like would actually benefit her. But I also think she's a little bit of, even though she's not stable in the grand scheme of stable tennis players, between her and Sofia Kenin, I think she's the bit more stable at the moment. So I'm going to give Raducanu the edge. The Kenin I've seen, I think Kenin just lost a couple days ago in Cleveland to...
She did.
Who'd she lose to, Lord
and
Jesus?
And they were going back and forth. Look, and I was watching that match, no less. It was to Burrell.
Yeah.
The little French lady in that little whack kit that she wears. Like
Eek. Yeah, and not that Claire Burrell, well, I guess on Claire Burrell beating Sofia Kenin of 2024 is like, okay, but like Sofia Kenin should be winning those matchups if she ever wants to be taken seriously again as a threat to win another major. So like that's a point to the instability of Sofia Kenin, where although Raducanu hasn't played for a couple of weeks because she didn't want to play qualifying at Canada or Cincinnati, at least she got
because apparently she's too good. She's too good for the qualies, but you ain't been doing nothing since you won the US Open. But okay.
She hasn't, but she had a pretty good showing in DC, and I think the DC conditions are going to feel a little bit more similar to New York. Yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna give the edge to good old Raducanu simply because I think the matchup. I'm gonna give her the edge. I think the matchup in the second round. I'm picking this first round winner of Raducanu and Sofia Kenin. I'm going to give it to Raducanu because I think the winner of this next match, who Raducanu gets, Shelby Rogers or Pegula, I'm going to give it to Pegula. I think that's a much more interesting matchup, Raducanu and Pegula, than Kenin and Pegula, I think. I don't know if you agree.
I mean, interesting how. I'm just saying, like, what makes Raducanu versus Peggy more interesting than Peggy versus Kenin?
Because Raducanu has played Pegula this year on grass and actually beaten her.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I want to see if Pegula has got anything from that matchup, or if Raducanu has got anything from that matchup. So it's in that window where it still matters because it was only a month or two ago. So
yeah.
I want to see it.
Okay.
I want to see it. Sign me up for that. And I obviously just picked Pegula to go through over Shelby Rogers. Do you want to take the lead on announcing Shelby Rogers' last tournament?
Wait. I don't even look. I don't even know, but I knew that she lost, and it was quick too. Like, where was she at? It was so quick because she was out in the first round.
I think Shelby might have gotten. Let me see.
Was she in Cincinnati, or was she at some little 500, another 500 or whatever?
She may have gotten. She would have had to get a wild card in Cincinnati, and I think she did. Let me double check. No, she just played.
She literally just lost.
She did literally just lose 8 days ago. She lost to Anna Bogdan in Cleveland, and she lost to Lulu Sun in Cincinnati qualies.
Okay, see.
So yeah, she's actually played.
It's not even she'll play in some qualies, but Raducanu, no, like, girl.
Actually, Shelby has played consistently this whole summer. She just hasn't really managed to get she hasn't managed to get a win. She's lost to Svitolina in Canada. Before that, she lost to Robin Montgomery in Washington. Shout out to Robin Montgomery. And Lulu Sun, like I mentioned, in Cincinnati, and Anna Bogdan. So, yeah, she's calling time on her career. She says her body is just, at its wit's end, and I can't blame her. So, if you're a Shelby Rogers fan, more power to you, and wishing her all the best in her second act of whatever she chooses her career to be. So that's that. All right. We are now that's actually the end of Iga Swiatek's quarter.
No, do they call that the top half?
That's the end of Iga Swiatek's quarter. We're about it's the first part of the top half. We got 128 players, no buys in a Grand Slam, no buys. So onwards we move. We're moving to one of the most star. I cannot get enough of this player. She is honestly who I wake up in the morning thinking of. I want to see where she goes. I want to see how the camera follows her. I want to see that serve. And I'm speaking of none other than Miss Elena Rybakina. So you got my sarcasm. You got my sarcasm.
Yes.
This is her quarter of the draw where she is the big dog on campus. See if I can find a good picture of her. There really aren't any good pictures of her at the moment because she hasn't been showing up to tournaments very often, and specifically this US Open. I think this is a good picture of her, actually. Let me see if I can share this.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
This is apparently what she's wearing at this year's US Open, which, I guess, hey.
I like it.
Yeah. Tanisha just says, I think she will withdraw, which a lot of people are really starting to kind of get that notion because one, like Robbie just said, she just split with her coach of the past 5 years who coached her to that Wimbledon title, even though Ons Jabeur helped out a lot, and coached her to that Australian Open final where she narrowly lost to Sabalenka. She's won Indian Wells, she's won Rome, she's made other Grand Slam quarters and semis. Her resume is impressive in its own right, but there's also been some huge issues with her being able to show up to the court. And when she does show up to the court, she kind of looks gray and pale and sick.
Lethargic.
So her last time on court was a loss in Cincinnati to Leylah Fernandez, where she held multiple match points. So some people think she might not even play. Some people don't think she's a real threat for the US Open. I do think, though, that she is a threat enough to get through Miss Destiny Aiva of Australia and get through to the second round. Even if she just has to bust down a couple of serves, I think she has what it takes to get through that match fairly handedly. So I'll move her through to the second round.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And yes, she just split with her coach. So that does raise kind of some questions like, well, she literally just split with him. Who's coming with her? Like, who's with her in New York that's going to be coaching her? Is what I'm kind of just like, huh?
Who's your fam? Who's your fam, love? Who's your fam?
Yeah, but
who's on your
team?
team?
We could see her at least eking out this first round, because who knows? Destiny might be like, listen, she just split up with her coach / boyfriend. We don't know the rumors out there, and she might say, look, I'm about to boss up.
Maybe. I think Destiny Aiva has a pretty interesting story. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I've seen some people just be really, really happy and proud of her for getting through to the main draw through qualifying. So she has a good story. Look it up if you're unaware. I'm talking to myself here. So
I watched Destiny. Her. She doesn't have a chance, but yeah.
Karima.
And, Rybakina just literally has to just like throw up all over herself for Destiny really to, get through. So
all right. Destiny, take that as a challenge, okay, girl, if you're listening. Moving on, we have another protected ranking that I'm confused of. We have Zheng Sai Sai, who is famous for wearing and rocking the shades on court. She takes on Jessica Panchet of France. Not really sure what Panchet brings to the table. And Zheng Sai Sai, I can't remember the last time I've seen her hit a ball in singles and or doubles for that matter. So I am just going to go with Panchet for the win and leave that where it is.
Yeah, no. Listen. No. It's kind of just like, no. Go ahead. Like, pick who you feel. Whoever.
Okay. Do you care about who wins?
Watching. Look, nobody's going to be watching. So, yeah.
Are people going to be watching Wozniacki versus now Habino?
No. But Habino's at least going to give her, she's going to test her still. It's not just going to be like new. Because really, Waz, what are you truly like bringing to the situation here? So
do we want to pause for a second and just give our thoughts on Wozniacki's comeback, which is officially a year old?
I mean, she's won some matches. She's gotten to other rounds and things like that. But has she really, really made a mark in her comeback? Like, if you compare it to Splitolina, then it's really just like, Caroline, you really could have just stayed at the booth. Really, because you didn't do anything. I mean, yes, her last U.S. Open, okay, she took it to Coco. They went the distance and everything, and then that was it. And really, I'm not really... Come on, Habino, you got this.
So you want me to pick Habino? Oh, okay. I think I'm going to pick Waz. I think I'm going to pick Waz, even though she has not done much in this comeback. I think she is a better singles player than now Habino. Robbie just asked, why is Wozniacki into the draw and Osaka is wild card when she's a former champion? That's a good question until you really peel back a few layers and realize that Wozniacki is still higher ranked than Osaka. And I know we kind of just teased about the fact that she hasn't done much. Yeah, she's played more than Osaka, and she does have I think she has an Indian Wells quarterfinal. So, results like that are going to keep you hovering inside the top 70, 80 in the world, which gets you square into a Grand Slam. Whereas Osaka, we'll get to her. All right.
A lot of first round losses, so, and then not playing as many tournaments. So,
you know what? Speaking of first round losses, I don't think I've gone out on the limb and given any seeded player an upset yet. But although I am not of Mexican heritage, I do root for players of color, which is what Miss Renata Zararzura falls under. And I really was impressed with her when she played Raducanu in the first round of Wimbledon on center court, especially playing that match last minute, coming in as a lucky loser. And she plays Caroline Garcia. And Garcia, I don't know what kind of form she's in. Hit or miss. She was a former semifinalist here in 2022, and took that momentum onto WTA finals. And it's been crickets since then, pretty much. So I'm actually going to call the upset. Miss Zararzura, I don't know if she has all the weapons to really make me feel 100% comfortable in that upset, but I'm gonna do it because I don't believe in the Garcia. I'm not taking a fight with Caroline anymore. I'm just not doing it.
I would have to go with Caro still. Just the first round. I think she can make it out the first round, but
okay.
That's all I'm gonna give.
Okay. Do you think Miss Beatrice Haddad? Do you think Beatrice Haddad might make it out of the first round?
Ooh, she's playing Avanessan. Nope. Avanessan is taking this one.
Evanescence.
Yes. Oh, Evanescence.
No, that's just our nickname for her, Evanescence.
No, I know, Evanescence. I just don't think Haddad Maya. Yes, she just lost in the final to an up and comer. that American girl. So
McCartney Kessler. I feel like she has the quintessential like cheerleader Catholic schoolgirl name, like McCartney Kessler. No, that's how I feel.
Yeah. I can see that, but I just don't think. Nope, I don't think Haddad Maya is getting out the first round.
I agree with you. She just hasn't looked right all season, so I'm gonna messed it up almost for a second. I'm gonna go with Miss Alina Avanesian because I like her game. She's growing on me. A game I do not like is Sarah Ceribes Tormo. Who is Ceribes Tormo playing again in the first one? Because I have a feeling this
Alexa
name
Noel?
isn't correct. Who is Marie Norris, and why is this a website telling me that Sarah Ceribes Tormo is playing Marie Norris? This is ridiculous.
I don't know, but she's ridiculous. She's playing Alexa Noel, and I don't know who Alexa Noel is, but
a lot of people don't. But I do know she won an NCAA level title that got her that wild card, so she earned it. It wasn't just given to her.
Okay,
and for that reason, am I going to give her the win over Ceribes Tormo? I'll give it to Sarah. I'll give it to Sarah, girl. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. I'd give it to Sarah as well.
She's a seasoned pro. You guys have not made a comment in a couple of while, so use those fingers. By the way, if you're on YouTube. By the way, I haven't done a shameless plug, and I just noticed it a couple minutes ago. We are dangerously close to getting to 500 subscribers over on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you share it on a social media platform to get some other eyes on Tuned Into Tennis. Make sure you like this, and all of those are indicators that you're enjoying the content, which helps me push out more. So I appreciate you guys, and let's get to 500 by the end of the US Open. All right, back to the draw. We got Anna Bondar versus Bernarda Pera. I'm a sucky for a lefty, and I like Bernarda Pera's game. She looked really cute in that little photo shoot they did for the Lacoste team. So I'm going to give it to Pera, just based off of those very superficial reasons.
But she has been playing a bit consistent, I would say. So I would give the
for her level. She's not exactly. She had a surge there. I think when she won 2 clay court tournaments back to back. I believe it was Budapest and Hamburg, and I think they were both 250s. Maybe the Hamburg one was a 500. I'm not 100% sure. I might be making it up, but I know she won those 2 tournaments, and that was like the most surgiest she'd ever been. So I remember that. So go Bernarda Pera. And we move on to another protected ranking. Miss Lauren Davis, Miss 4'5" herself, takes on Anna Kalinskaya, who is no longer dating Jannik Sinner. That seemed like a with you one week, not with you the next. Yeah. I mean, hey, they're both young. So hey, that's what happens.
Yeah. She was like, he's not really putting down what I thought he was. So I'm out. It was fun.
Deuces. It was fun. I shout out to everybody. I had fun. I think she's going to take care of little Miss Lauren Davis. So we're going to move Kalinskaya on to that next round. She's quietly having the best season of her career. So there's that. All right. I made a very dramatic pause and dramatic everything. Let me pull out my pictures because it's time to sit here and try to digress and dissect who's going to win this messy match. And I'm speaking about the match between 2 Grand Slam champions, 2 fan favorites in their own right, and for different reasons, I would imagine. We're talking about Miss Yelena Ostapenko versus Miss Naomi Osaka. Help me out, Karima. Help me out.
I mean, this one, it's really the battle of who's going to keep the ball inside the court at this point, because I really don't know which way to go with this. One would think that Ostapenko should be the one that comes out on top because she's been playing the most. You know what I mean? And she has the weapons. One would think. Yet Ostapenko is not this steady Eddie here and can just like go off the deep end. And so Osaka, if she kind of just like sticks with the game plan, she can win this. But this is a tough call for me because you never know. Right, like Tanisha said, battle of who can focus the longest, who can keep their focus the longest. So I don't know. A part of me wants to lean towards Osaka because, hey, it's the U.S. Open, yada, yada, yada. She's comfortable on hard court. But then again, Ostapenko could just be blazing with her serves and her shots, and boom, it's a wrap. 6-1, 6-1. So, all right, I'll give it to Osaka. I don't know. And if anyone knows, me picking Osaka is something.
Yeah, this is breaking news, everybody, just so you know. But I will give you a clap for growth, Karima, because you have come a long way in giving Osaka the flowers she deserves. So we appreciate that here in Osaka Hive. I don't know if I'm the president of Osaka Hive, but I'm in the number. I think I'm going to give Osaka the edge because she, again, I think I've said this about somebody else prior in this show. I think it was Raducanu. At this point in the season, especially at this tournament where they're comfortable, there is a point to prove. And on top of that, Osaka versus Ostapenko is a matchup that I think Osaka likes way more than a matchup against like an Iga Swiatek or somebody that consistently is able to put balls back in the court. Maybe Iga Swiatek isn't the best example of that, but she struggled throughout most of her career with players that are consistently putting the balls back. And Miss Ostapenko has never been known for that. I think it's going to be a matchup of who hits quickest. And like you said, who can stay focused for the duration of the two sets that they need to win. It does have 3 messy sets written all over it. It does. Yeah. With like maybe a breadstick and a bagel. Who's to say really? But my gut is telling me that even though this may not result into an Osaka surge all the way into the finals, which I would love to happen, by the way, I do think this is where she's going to be able to say, hey, I've been on tour for a solid 8 months now. I'm back in this section of the season where hard courts are going to be on my feet for the next 4 to 6 months. Let me really, really dive deep. And if she was able to dig into the clay and grass the way she was able to, again, not with like splendiferous results, but she did dig in. If she's able to bring some of that focus that she brought to the natural surfaces here to a surface that has just been so advantageous for her, I think I like her in this matchup. And, you know, Ostapenko's known for kind of bombing out and really, you know, getting inside of her own head and focusing on the wrong things, yelling at her box or yelling at other people on the court. If all of those things happen and Osaka's playing well, she gets the victory, and I'm going to make sure she gets the victory in my bracket. So Osaka, off you go to the second round, mama. You deserve it.
Ooh.
3 messy sets.
Listen.
3 messy sets.
For sure. Like, yeah. Yep.
There we go. Moving on. All right. The next matchup is Miss semifinalist last year, Karolina Muchova versus Katie Volynets. I kind of want to pick an upset.
Ooh, another one. Wow.
I kind of want to pick an upset.
I think Muchova at least gets past Volynets. Because this was a really good showing for her last time. So she's got something to prove. She said she's back or whatever, but she's another one that can't stay healthy either. So very true. She's a withdrawal waiting to happen.
I've been waiting to happen. She just lost to Pegula in the round of 32 in Cincinnati after taking a set off of her. She beat Diana Yastremska before that. She lost to Leylah Fernandez in the Olympics. In the tournament before that, she got to the final in Palermo and lost to Zheng Qinwen. There's really not much else to go off of. I mean, a quarterfinal at Eastbourne, and that was her first tournament since the U.S. Open last year. So it's a really small sample size to go off of as far as how Muchova is playing, or Muchova, however you want to pronounce her name. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because she is the more accomplished player and give her the dub to move to the second round. I would not be shocked at all if Katie Volinitz is just the steadier player and comes out on top. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Ooh, y'all, we are dangerously close to 500 viewers on this stream alone. So again,
let's go.
If you know some people that want to join in on the conversation, make sure to retweet this video if you're on X/Twitter, or share it on YouTube, because I'd like to hit that number. Me and Kareem would love that. Okay, moving on. We are almost to the bottom half of the draw because there's a lot of players to go through. I promise we're gonna make the second half of this a lot speedier. Rapid fire. Brenda Frevitsova versus Varvara Lipchenko. Who really? I'm not gonna say who cares, but I'm gonna give it to Brenda.
How the hell is she even back? Exactly. Okay. Yep. Brenda.
She
fruit
qualified.
Salad, fruit yeah.
Var qualified. Oh, Potapova versus Fernandez, who's the 23rd seed. That could actually get rough.
Ooh.
I haven't seen anybody talk about that as a popcorn match, but that kind of has 3 sets written all over it.
It does.
I actually, I think I'm gonna go Potapova. Sorry, Fernandez.
Do that. I knew it.
I like Fernandez, but she hasn't been convincing me lately. Her game has just looked so. I know she just got that win over Rybakina, but I watched that match. It was very low quality. Rybakina coughed up so many errors. She was lethargic. So, unfortunately, Fernandez just kind of had to be on the court. I hate to say that. And Potapova just made the semis of Cleveland, although she lost to McCartney Kessler, which is a bad loss on paper. Fernandez is a fighter to the very end. I don't have the confidence in Fernandez at the moment. Her game is just looking so too unorthodox, and I think Potapova is going to get the job done. I'll be happy to be wrong about that one, though. I'll be happy to be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I'm with you on that one.
You with pots and pans?
Leylah. I'm with pots and pans.
Leylah
will have doubles. She'll have doubles.
Do you know who her partner is?
I do not. I do think that she is signed up. Maybe her and Putintseva are going to be partners because they've been partners in this last one. So we'll see. Okay.
All right. Let's go to the next matchup. Yulia Putintseva, the 30th seed, versus Linda Noskova, who just lifted her first WTA title yesterday in Monterey. So she is maybe on a flight to New York as we speak, because I think that match between her and Putintseva is happening tomorrow as we speak. So I think I'm going to give...
I don't know here, because that kind of turnaround. It's a 6.5-hour flight. She's not on a private jet. Let's not even think that. Noskova. She's not.
I don't know. She may have some long Czech Republic money. Maybe Martina Navratilova was looking out for her.
No. You know what? We're not even going to address that part. So this one's going to be tough. I actually might give the edge to our seeded player, Putintseva.
I'll give it to Putintseva just because she's obviously going to be the fresher of the two. And if that goes along, which Putintseva loves to extend a match, Putintseva is going to have the edge because she's been in New York longer and has the legs for it. So let's go with that.
Yeah, that's a tough turnaround for Noskova.
That is. Wang Xinyu versus Arina Rodionova. I'm going to give the edge to Wang. She made the 4th round here last year, I believe. So that's that. Former finalist Karolina Pliskova, and world number one, for that matter, takes on Mayar Sharif. Pliskova is a much better hard court player than Sharif is, so I'm going to give the edge to Pliskova. And then we stop our tracks here for a little bit to talk about this matchup in the first round. Let me get my picture ready so I can be. I got to time this better. Have it ready. I do have it ready. It's in my bookmarks. I just got to pull it up here. This is actually a great picture of both of them. They look really nice.
We're talking while you're getting that picture up,
go ahead.
I was going to just say, because Robbie mentioned that if Taylor Townsend could do it, why not Linda? I just think this kind of turnaround.
Yeah, that is true.
Opposed to, you know what? Well, you make it to a point, Robbie, but I'm still not.
Didn't she cross borders? Like, she flew into the United States and then drove a couple of hours to Cincinnati. Would you rather? But what kind of keeps your body in a good state to be athletic and perform? Driving or flying? Which would you rather? Would you rather get out of a car and perform, or get off of a flight and perform?
Yes, dude. You'd rather get off of a flight and perform instead of getting out the car. And that Taylor did it. Can we just chalk that up to her opponent just wasn't up to snuff at that point? I don't know. I even totally forgot who she played. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just giving the edge to Putintseva, who's going to be out there working Linda. So, and Linda looked tired after she won that match. So go ahead.
She did. Do you think Miss Jasmine Paolini is going to give the work to Bianca Andreescu?
I absolutely think she is. And we welcome it. Because BB is not even going to be, she's going to be doing all the dramatics, the huffing and puffing, I just ran to that ball. Like how? I just made that shot, but you know what? Guess what? You're still going to lose 6-1, 6-2. There we go.
I'm giving that done and dusted, huh?
Yeah. I mean, well, what do you think Carkeys is going to
do? I really wish I could bottle up some of that 2019 season and put it into 2024 for Bianca Andreescu, because I really do think that the WTA Tour would benefit from her playing consistently much better than she has been. Every time I try and picture it or try to think that it's on the cusp or think that it's around the corner, it doesn't really happen. So I'm going to give it to Paolini as well.
And listen, when people show you who they are, believe it. And BB has shown us that she's not it.
We'll always have Indian Wells and U.S. Open of 2019. We'll always have it.
No, we don't need to have that U.S. Open. Oh, but anyway,
what could have been? We're moving on. All right, let's get back to the draw. Somebody said, hold on, let me read this comment. Somebody said that they fixed dinner, ate it, and y'all still in the first round. Yes, me and Karima can chat. This is why we're tuned into tennis. We're really tuned in. Okay, we chat about it. This is what we do. But in the interest of time, I'll try to speed it up. Okay. We got Krejcikova versus. Let me make sure this is the right Spanish player, because they've been messing up all draw on these Spanish women, which I don't like.
Ribera.
Is that what it says? Is that what it officially says on the U.S. Open draw?
Yes.
Okay. No idea who that is. Yeah, okay. No idea who that is, but much more power to her for qualifying. Even though Krejcikova has literally not taken to the court since winning Wimbledon, I'm going to give that match to Barbora Krejcikova.
Yeah, I'll give it to Krejcikova.
Right. Julia Grabher I'll go with Grabber takes on Alina Gabriela Ruse. Nobody's really watching that one. I'll give it to Ruse though, because from what I can remember, Julia Grabber has a very awkward serve. So I'll give it to Ruse. Trevisan versus Taylor Townsend. Ooh. I think we both want Taylor Townsend to win.
Yes.
It could be very tricky because Trevisan is tricky, but Taylor Townsend is who we want to win every day of the week and twice on Sundays. We have Paula Badosa versus Victoria Guljevic.
Listen,
I gotta be honest.
Guljevic, she can cause some problems. Guljevic, she really can. And Badosa, just because she's had this whole I think, she's back. No, because she could fall right on her face in this first round because Guljevic is going to be hitting that ball back. Isn't she a lefty too?
Who? Victoria? No. She just has a one-handed backhand. She has a one-handed backhand, but she's not a lefty.
Oh, okay. No. All right. I don't know why I thought she was a lefty. But something is tricky about her game though. So.
Yeah, would agree. She's made the quarterfinal at Wimbledon once before, 2021, I believe. I'll give it to Badosa, even though me and her are not seeing eye to eye on a couple of different things she's put out into the ethosphere. Lots of different things, but she's been playing well. I have to give her that too.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, we have take Badosa.
Azarenka versus. We have Victoria Azarenka versus Yulia Starobutseva. She has a very interesting last name. I'm going to give it to Azarenka, even though she has her injury. She has her injury concerns coming in. She pulled out of Cincinnati with something or another. Give it to Azarenka though, because history shows the U.S. Open is a place that is advantageous for her. I'm not mad at it. So next we have Karima's favorite, Sloane Stephens versus Clara Burrell, which is actually the match that's going to be happening around about this time tomorrow. Right? Prime time tomorrow. Prime time.
Is these two? Okay.
You're gonna be watching prime time Sloane Stephens tomorrow? You will.
Probably not. But hate watch possibly. But I'm actually gonna give it to Burrell.
I think I will too. Unfortunately, I think I will too. I just Sloane just hasn't had much for me to go off of. She just hasn't. She just hasn't. Sloane.
Yeah.
But prove us wrong, Sloane. Prove us wrong. If you are stretching and getting ready for your match right now, or just have YouTube on casually, prove us wrong, Sloane. Make us all eat it. All right. Next, we have Diane Perry versus Wang Zhiyu, which is the left-handed Wang from China. Okay. I'm going to give it to
who wears the yellow. She's in the yellow Adidas kit.
Wang?
Right? Yeah, isn't she? She's Adidas, right? Because she's the lefty. No, it's the lefty, the taller one. Yes.
The way you remember that is
not Adidas. Yeah,
she's Nike. Zhiyu is spelled Xiyu, which is 4 letters, and there's 4 letters in left. That's how I remember that. But she's with Nike, which is also Nike, which is also 4 letters. Yes. There you go. I'll give her the win.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Do you want to give Maria Sakkari that win?
Up and down.
Who? Pari? Oh, Diane Patty.
But your fan, she has been playing well. She's known to throw in some stuff. So, and who knows what Sakkari's been looking like, because we ain't seen her in a minute. Did she skip the Olympics?
She played the Olympics and skipped everything else except the U.S. Open, actually.
Yeah.
You want to send her home?
I don't know.
I kind of want to send her home.
All right, but I mean, if she should beat her, but we ain't seen Maria in a minute. New coach, don't know who it is or whatever.
We're giving her the boot. Sorry, Sakkari. Go on. Sorry. Um,
Wong, 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 wong. No, I'm just kidding.
I have given Sakura a lot of opportunities to prove me wrong, a lot, and she just has never.
So many.
All right. Emma Navarro, somebody that is just, steadily on the radar. We just talked about her, like, I don't know, half hour ago at this point, and said that she made the semis of Canada, which she did. She also made the semis of Monterrey this week, losing to eventual champion Noskova. So she's in good form. Let's move her through to the second round over Blinkova. And Blinkova's not a slouch. So that could have some tough moments in that match, but Navarro's a stronger player. Anna Bogdan versus Arantxa Rus. You remember when I picked Bernarda Pera because she was in that cute Lacoste photo shoot? I'm gonna do the same thing for Anna Bogdan. The exact same thing. Because why not? Why
not? Because who knows?
Yeah, this is a tricky little interesting but not interesting section. Actually, all of these names that we're about to list are in Coco Gauff section. So if you're taking note, and maybe Coco Gauff perked up your ears a little bit, this section is not loaded with what I would call dangerous players for Coco. So, Coco hasn't been looking well in her own right, but this draw does give her some wiggle room to kind of play herself into some shape. So with that being said, we got Chloe Paquette, a wild card, versus Harriet Dart. I think I'm gonna give Harriet Dart the win.
Yeah.
We have
Dart.
McCartney Kessler, Cleveland 250
Winner.
champion versus Marta Kostyuk, the 19th seed.
Kostyuk again, just if her head is on
Up
straight,
and down.
She could easily win this. McCartney, who looks just as feisty as Kostyuk does on the court after her win. You know what? Let's give it to Kostyuk. McCartney could be feeding off of the American crowd that could push her, which could also get under Kostyuk's skin and kind of make her lose her way early on. And if you're going in with confidence, you just won your first title. This could
it could be, but that also works just as well for you as it could against you. Because especially in McCartney Kessler's case, I'm sure she's always dreamed of winning a WTA title, but it kind of it came out of nowhere. So like, how do you balance that emotional high with getting right back to work, and let alone good work to face the 19th best player in the world? So hey, I'm gonna give it to Kostyuk just based off of that. Then we have Alina Svitolina, who I'm not even gonna get into Alina Svitolina. I'll give her the win though. Go her. Oceane Dodin versus Annalena Kalinina. I think I'm gonna give Oceane the win because Kalinina just hasn't been able to put it together much outside of clay court. So Oceane Dodin, you get the win this tournament. Who is this player that's playing Tatiana Maria in the first round, Karima? Because I don't know if this matches up to what the official.
This is Solana Sierra. I don't know who that is.
Me either.
Solana Sierra.
I don't know who it is that they're showing me in this draw. Who is this? Yeah, we're gonna go with Tatiana Maria.
Tatiana. Yeah, let's give it to Tatiana. She deserves a win. She deserves a win.
She's a mother. What is this?
She's a mother.
And she stands for what? What's right. All right. I think what's right is to put Coco Gauff to the second round, defeating Varvara Gracheva, who, if you know, Gracheva's not a slouch, but she also doesn't really hold any of the weapons that I would really be afraid of against Coco Gauff across the net. So Coco Gauff, even if she does come out poor and drop a set, or loses some intensity and drops a set, I think she's going to be able to get enough opportunities to get it back on track. Hopefully none of that happens and she's able to come out, focus, get it done in two.
A comfortable one. Yeah.
Coco Gauff should be able to get through that comfortably, if not get through it altogether. So go Coco. What about another popcorn match? Zheng Qinwen versus Amanda Anisimova.
I'm gonna have to go with Queen, because I just don't trust Amanda. I don't trust Amanda.
Fair. She, over the course of her career, she's given us, ebbs and flows, and like the peaks within those ebbs and flows have been really, really good, but some of the troughs have been really, really low for a multitude of reasons. And I'm not saying she's in a trough right now. Actually, she's quite the opposite, but I do think Zheng should be playing and flying pretty high right now. But it could get tricky because Anisimova, American crowd, flat ground strokes, could get tricky. Erica Andreeva versus Yuan Ye, another woman from China. A lot of Chinese women in this draw. Shout out to China. Yeah. I know Li Na is somewhere super, super proud. I'm gonna give it to the Chinese woman actually. Yuan Ye. I'm gonna give it to her.
All right. I don't know that I've seen Yuan Ye play, but okay.
She won the Austin 250 title like the week before Indian Wells this year. That was her first WTA title. I remember that.
All right.
We also have, I don't know how she sneaks into a draw every time, Tamara Korpatsch versus Moika Uchijima. I'll give it to Uchijima.
Really? You just gonna give it
just
to
because
Uchijima?
Korpatsch? Yeah, because Korpatsch just doesn't have anything on the court when I watch her. Just nothing. Just nothing.
Nothing.
Just swinging. We also have Jewel Niemeyer, big Jewel Niemeyer, who I feel like
Julie.
She used to have some momentum and kind of like, watch out for her. But that's filled out a little bit, as has Yastremska. Yastremska started off the season very, very hot, getting to the semis of the Australian Open, didn't she? I want to say it was the semis.
I don't know, but she was showing out and everything, and then you know what happened. So
Jewel Niemeyer almost beat Iga Swiatek here a couple years ago. So just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna give that win to Jewel Niemeyer.
Go with Jewel.
I'm gonna go with Jewel. Then we got Donna Vekic versus Kim. She's a big hitter, yeah. Yastremska is too, but it's really wild when she's not.
Yeah.
Another big hitter, Donna Vekic versus Kimberly Burrell, not the singer, but the Australian tennis player. Donna Vekic should be able to control that matchup.
She should.
Greet Menin versus Magdalena. Yeah, she should. Greet Menin versus Magdalena Freck. I actually like Greet Menin. I've listened to a couple interviews that she's done. She has a really cool personality. But Magdalena Freck is quietly having the best season of her career. She hasn't brought home titles, but every time I watch her, she's much further than I thought she would have been in a draw. So I'm going to give that to Freck actually. But that could be a tough one. That could be a three-setter. Peyton Stearns, another one of my jockey favorites. She played for the University of Texas, and she takes on Lesia Sorrenko, who retires in every third match that she plays. So hopefully this is match number 3, and Stearns gets the win.
Yeah, I'm going with Stearns.
Go through there. Kasatkina has not been in good form, and she takes on Jacqueline Christian. I think has been having a pretty decent season for her standards, and I'm gonna give that upset. I'm gonna give Jacqueline Christian an upset over Daria Kasatkina.
Yep,
it's not a
that's a
major
good
upset,
one.
but Kasatkina always finds herself seated, and it's like, yes, she deserves it, but also like how, Sway? How?
How
it's just, I don't know. Outside of the
seated, and she just
I wouldn't say she's never, but the 12th seed at a Grand Slam is pretty significant, but she doesn't have 12th seed, 12th best player energy. She doesn't. Great. Nope. I feel like she's a great, like from her YouTube videos and stuff, she's extra cool, but like I just don't get glaring 12th seed, 12th best player at the US Open energy at all. So Sorry,
Nope.
Kasakina. Sorry. Do you
Leads
get
us to
14th
another.
best? We're almost done with the first round, guys. We're almost done.
I'll give it
Do you get
to. I'll give
14th
it
best
to
Madison Keys?
for no, but she was having a pretty decent season up until she got injured, per usual. So I'm giving this to Siniakova.
You know what? I am going to match that. I'm gonna give it to Siniakova. Sorry, Madison. That doesn't bode well for her ranking because she got to the semis here last year. But I mean, tennis is rough. Sport is rough, and it's just where we are in the grand scheme of things. Next up, we have Laura Siegemund versus Maya Joint. I'm gonna give the win to Maya Joint because I like her name and she's a redhead. And I think she plays for Australia, but she was born in the States, I believe, or something like that. So I'm gonna give it to Maya Joint, even though I don't know who this Sion Mendez is in this draw. So whatever. Alia Tomljanovic versus Ann Lee. I'm not picking Tomljanovic, so we're gonna give it to Ann Lee.
Right, let's go, Ann Lee.
Let's go, Ann Lee. And we only have a couple more matches to go in this first round, I promise. Veronica Kudermetova, who's really been stinking up lately, versus Elisa Mertens.
I give it to Mertens.
Elisa Mertens, I'm gonna give you the win.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Mertens. Just give it to Mertens. Why did I say Mertens is the 17th seed? Yeah. That's not even accurate. What's going on with this draw? This is how I know I'm just doing this for you guys to learn more about this draw, because this little function I'm using here is just not accurate like I would like it. But we're gonna keep it moving. We have Alexandrova versus Tomova. Alexandrova is usually good for winning the first round unless she has a tough draw. So I'm gonna give her this first round win. Similar to some of her other Russian counterparts, Grand Slams is just not where she shows up at all. So, but I'll give her that first round win. And then we have Magda Linette versus who does it say, Karima? Eva Jovic.
Eva Jovic.
I've never heard of her. More power to her.
Right, I don't know that lady, but I'd give it to Linette anyway.
Yeah, I give it to Linette. We have Lulu Sun versus Lucia Bronzetti. I'm going Lulu Sun all the way, baby. I like her. I like Lulu Sun.
Bronzetti's gonna say, I got something to say about it. But that's about it. I mean.
Okay, and then last but not least, we have Arina Sabalenka versus Priscilla Hahn. Sorry, Miss Priscilla. I know getting to the main draw has really been story for you, and you deserve it by winning those 3 qualifying matches. But Arina Sabalenka is the winner in that matchup 10 days out of 10. This is a really nice comment, by the way. Pablo says, just want to give a shout out to Miles for teaching me a lot about tennis these past few weeks. I've only been watching tennis consistently since Wimbledon. So happy I came across your Twitter. Pablo, I really, really, really appreciate that. It means a lot. It definitely means a lot. It makes me keep on going, even though sometimes I just want to roll over and eat a sandwich. So I appreciate that, my guy. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really do. Yep. All right. Okay. Let's get through the second round a lot quicker than we did the first run, because that took an hour and a half messing around with me and Karima chatting our lives away. Eek. Let's see if we can continue the rest in under half an hour. Let's do that. Y'all bear with us. And we're approaching 600 people on the stream, so maybe the longer this goes,
nice.
the more the more people are going to be watching. I guess that's how that works. And we appreciate all 597 of you. We do appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Second round matchups. We got Iga Swiatek versus Shibahara. Iga Swiatek should have no problem with that. Kotieto versus Pavlyuchenkova. I'm
gonna still go Pavi. She's.
You gonna go Pavs?
Give it to Pavi. Yeah.
All right. Let's go Pavs. Mira Andreeva versus Ashlyn Kruger. That's a matchup of the future. Both of them are like teenagers.
Yeah.
I know Mira Andreeva is, and I think Kruger might be like 19, 20.
Yeah.
So that's a
I'll
good
give it
matchup
to Andreeva.
I'll give it to Andreeva as well. Then we have Marie Bushkova versus Samsonova. That seems like a match that Samsonova would actually lose. Doesn't it? It seems like Samsonova would lose that one. It
seems like a match that Bushkova would lose too, because they are really the same to me.
But their game styles are so different, though.
It doesn't matter. They both find a way to choke. And it's just like, how does this happen? But you know what? Let's give it to Bushkova.
I think I'm going to give it to Booz. I'm going to give it to Booz. Go Booz. Prove me wrong, though, Samsonova.
She had a nice little run where?
It
was that DC? Okay.
She made the final of DC and she lost to Badosa. You know,
okay.
Yeah, I was going to say quickly, I've always rooted for Samsonova because I really like the game style. It's something between the ears and executing when it really, really matters. She just doesn't have it. She doesn't have it yet. Yeah, it may come. It may come, but she doesn't have it yet. All right.
When though? She's been out here. Go ahead.
Collins versus Sarah Irani. I want Collins to the floor with Sarah Irani.
Because I didn't think Irani would be here, so there we go.
I wonder who like sits around and starts the meetings for the Sarah Irani fan club. Like, what are y'all up to tonight? Like, what? How do those meetings go? I don't know. This is a kind of interesting second round. Schmiedlova versus Schneider. I think Schneider takes care of that.
Yeah, I think she does too.
Katie Bolter versus Petra Martic. That could get very tricky, but I'm going to give the edge to Katie because she is playing the best tennis of her. Maybe not right now in the microcosm of the last couple of weeks, but she does have 2 titles, and that's the most she's ever won in a season. So I'm going to give it to Katie. I'm sure there's going to be some Brits in the New York audience.
Yeah,
that can pull her along.
I just remember that match.
What about Raducanu and Pegula? Speaking of Brits.
I'm still giving it to Pegula. Because she's found her stride in her game. And I think she's going to take out Raducanu.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's give it to her. You've earned the benefit of the doubt, Pegula. But once we get to that quarterfinal stage, I don't know, girl. I don't know. All right. Rybakina versus Ponchette.
I mean, it should be Rybakina. Providing
it should be. It should be. It should be.
If she's still in the draw.
Wozniacki versus Zarazura of Mexico. That should be Wozniacki, but I feel like there's always a story brewing, and if it's Renata Zarazura, I'm going to be the one that said I called it first. If she's the one that is the story of the first week of the U.S. Open, I might be completely off base, and Caroline Garcia is probably like, child, whatever. But I'm gonna give Wozniacki that win, but my eyes on you, Renata. My eyes on you.
I had Garcia coming out of that anyway. So
yeah, Garcia. I'm pretty done with Garcia at this moment in time. Sorry. Avanesian versus Sorribes Tormo. I'm gonna go with Avanesian, keeping up her momentum that she's been building for herself. She deserves that. Bernarda Pera versus Anna Kalinskaya. I'll go Cal.
Give it to Kalinskaya. Yeah. But Pera, she could very well just sneak right in there, but I'd give the edge to Kalinskaya.
Do you know in one of those videos I watched, this might be a stretch scientifically, but Bernarda Pera actually is, I want to say, in the top 10 highest mile per hour first serve in women's singles at the US Open, like 125. And I'm like, when you watch it doesn't look like 125 mile per hour serve, but that's what register on the machine. So hey, they got to count it. And this was like a couple years ago. So you know who also had one a couple of years? This was actually more than. This was when Sloane Stephens was with Under Armour before she won the U.S. Open. Tatiana Maria clocked 120 mile per hour serve, and I was like, "What?"
Check her blood pressure. Just kidding.
Sloane Stephens basically hit it for a return winner, so that's why I know that wasn't accurate. That wasn't accurate. All right.
Yeah.
We continue. Osaka versus Muchova.
I mean, look, both of them are questionable anyway.
Very much so. But we both questionably gave them a first round win.
We did. You know what? I'm gonna go with Muchova. She's got more variety to her game, so
she does.
She could get Osaka moving, coming to the net where Osaka does not want to be. So,
Potapova versus Fruhvirtova. I think I'm gonna give Fruhvirtova. She's like 16, 17, and Potapova is like 20, 21, 22 maybe. I'm gonna give youth a chance. I mean, they're both young as hell. But I'm gonna give youth a chance to get into that third round. Muchova, you are lucky, girl, because if this draw falls the way I have for you, then you may find yourself you might, girl. So count your blessings that this falls this way for you, Muchova. Putintseva versus Wang Zhenyu. That's the one that plays with Adidas and is right-handed. I'm gonna go with Putintseva. Just causing chaos. So that's what she does. Oh, this could actually be kind of interesting. Karolina Pliskova versus Paulini. Let's go Paulini.
Yeah, let's go with Pau.
Pliskova ain't got it no more. She don't have it no more. Sorry. She got it for a first round win, depending on who her draw is, but she ain't got it for the long haul like that. Let's see. Krejcikova versus Alina Gabriela-Rusa. Again, Krejcikova, that Wimbledon title is moving you through this draw. You don't have anything else to go off of. So don't make a fool out of us.
Krejcikova, yeah.
Go Cray. Let's see here. We got Taylor Townsend versus Paula Badosa. If they both win their first round matches, I think that could potentially, depending on who else is on the calendar that day or on the schedule that day, that could be prime time. I mean, it might not be like, the most high billing prime time, but potential for fun rallies and just a tense match. That I would put that on Ash. I might put that on prime time too. I might. I mean, I'm biased. So
okay, on Ash, and I'm trying to think. I don't think that Paula's ever played on Ash, has she?
I don't remember her being on Ash. Mm-mm.
I don't think so. Taylor
Townsend has, in singles and doubles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So she would be used to that.
Yep. If it happens, because
I'm throwing it all. I'm throwing it all to Taylor.
Let's go, Taylor. Keep it up.
All through it.
She could do it.
She keeps saying it's her time. It's her time.
It is her time. It is.
Let's see.
She's working for some good clothes for that baby. Okay, and I ain't mad at her. The baby gonna be dripping just like her mom. Azarenka versus Stevens. I feel like we've seen this story 17,000 times before. We have. And Azarenka is usually the winner. even though that might not be Sloane Stephens that she faced, it might be Clara Burrell. But
because like I said, I was going for Burrell there. So, but I'd still give it to Azarenka.
Yeah, sorry, Sloane. Here in the second round for me, I had Sakkari kicking pants in the first round. I'm gonna give it to the left-handed Wang Zhiyu. Give it to her. Emma Navarro versus Anna Bogdan. Sorry, Bogdan. I liked you in that Lacoste photo shoot. Navarro should probably
Navarro.
You up. Harriet Dart versus Marta Kostyuk.
It should
I'll
be
give it to you,
Kostyuk.
Kostyuk. Yeah, I'll give it to you, but side eye.
Dart's not gonna just, lay down. So
side eye to your Kostyuk if that happens. We'll see. Svitolina versus Oceane Dodin. Svitolina, girl, just go. Tatiana Maria versus Coco Gauff. Coco should know what to do in that matchup. I think they may have played before. I'm not 100% sure, but Coco Gauff should know what to do. Jing Chen-Wen, another all-Chinese matchup. Jing Chen-Wen versus Yuan Ye. Come on, gold medalist. Keep it going. Uchijima, I believe, versus Jewel Niemeyer. Who knows in that matchup? I'm gonna give it to Uchi. I'm gonna give it to Uchijima. Donna Vekic versus Magdalena Freck.
I mean, I'm gonna give it to old Donna, but
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Donna. But Donna makes me worry when I actually watch her matches. I'm like,
yes,
girl, like she just looks like
talk about dramatic.
Yeah, she just looks tired. She looks like,
so tired.
If they don't come get me off this court, I'm gonna pass out. I don't know. That's tough to make decisions off.
One more time, I don't know if my arm is gonna do the follow through. Like she just looks. Just walking to get the next ball.
She looks withered.
So
and Magdalena Freck never looks like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Vekic based off of power and ability to end the rally.
And off the Olympics.
Magdalena Freck, and off the Olympics. So Stearns versus Jacqueline Christian. I'm gonna go with Peyton again. Sinyakova versus who was this girl? Against
wait a minute.
This is not right.
Against Siegman. Oh, it was still somebody we didn't know.
It was Maya Joint. I'm gonna go with Sinyakova. I'm gonna go with Sinyakova. It was Maya Joint. Ann Lee versus Mertens. I'll go Mertens.
Going with Mertens.
You'll get your third round check, I guess. Mertens. Alexandrova versus Lynette. I'm going Lynette because Alexandrova is just not dependable. Lulu's son versus Sabalenka could be very interesting. It really could. It really could. I'm not calling it upset, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lulu, shakes her up a little bit.
Well, you may not be calling the upset, but there is definitely upset vibes that this potential matchup gives. Who did Lulu's son take out in Wimbledon? Was it Wimbledon?
Wasn't it Navarro? No, it was it was Raducanu and somebody else. Those are the big scalps.
Okay.
Raducanu and
where we got our introduction to her and just kind of like she's gonna keep it going. And she seemed like she was a little bit more confident at this last little tournament that she
in Monterey,
because she got
to the final. That was her first WTA level final. I'm pretty sure. Lulu's son beat. I forgot. She beat Jin Chen-Wen in the first round. That Yulia Starb-Dubtseva, who has an interesting last name, Julien Raducanu, and then she lost to Vekic. So Raducanu and Zheng Chen-Wen were the big scalps as far as paper. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Sabalenka to make it through that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sab should still come through this, but that could be, just something to be like, woo.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's work backwards and stick on this bottom half of the draw and work our way up. Sabalenka versus Lynette, Sabs.
Mm-hmm.
Mertens versus Sinyakova. I think I'm gonna give it to you again, Mertens. Mert the Flirt.
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna give it to you.
That's a toughie. That's gonna be tight.
It is. But Sinyakova is
both double specialists. But both double specialists. So
very, very true. Peyton Stearns versus Donna Vekic. I'm personally leaning to Peyton Stearns getting through that one, just because Donna Vekic she worries me. As much as I do enjoy her play style, she worries me because it always looks like she's about to keel over. So I don't. Peyton Stearns doesn't really look like that, and so Jing Chen Wen versus Uchijima. Jing Chen Wen, let's keep it going. Coco Gauff versus Svitolina.
Svitolina. That's where it gets, it gets close, but I'm still giving the edge to Coco. Because we cannot have Svitolina come through there. We cannot.
We can't have it. We can't have it. It's not going to be enjoyable. It's gonna mess up my grits. Okay. Emma Navarro versus Marta Kostyuk. Do we want Navarro through or Kostyuk through?
I mean, I don't want either one of them through. However, this is going to be tightly contested because Navarro is a consistent player. Kostyuk has this firepower or whatever, but she goes off the rails way more than Navarro doesn't go off the rail. So I think Navarro actually wins this one. But
okay,
you're the tennis guy. So
I'll pick Navarro. I'll pick her because she's definitely the steadier. I mean, Kostyuk can be steady, but mentally she hasn't proven herself in the biggest matches. And a third round of a major is, that's pretty big. She just isn't even.
And you're going against an American. You're going against an American, so the crowd is going to be heavily behind.
Philip said Marta is going to mop up Emma. Okay, hey.
I mean,
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad if it happens.
Philip,
as long as
that's who I was picking. But
yeah, as long as she puts the mop up by the time she faces Coco, just put the mop up. She can mop up whoever she wants to before she gets to Coco. Just put the mop up in due time. All right. Wang, which Wang is this? Wang Jiyu, left-handed Wang, versus Azarenka.
Yeah.
You know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna give Wang the upset because Azarenka is just a step too. She's a step too slow, and that ball is just not as hot as it used to be. So I'll give it to Wang having a nice little run here. I don't know. Again, this is what happens in Grand Slam draws sometimes because there's really not much for me to go off of. That Wang Jiyu is all of a sudden going to win 1, 2, 3 matches at a slam. But hey, shit happens. Shit happens. Taylor Townsend versus Barbora Krejcikova. Does the Taylor Townsend party stop there? If Krejcikova gets there, because
again, right? These are all. But again, does Taylor get there? It's all
what ifs.
Right, but that's what this is all about. Hope and a dream. Look,
I'll go with Krejcikova.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but also both of them double specialists in this singles era. Both really having good singles, results.
But Krejcikova might just moonball her to death, though.
Right.
Krejcikova just might keep moonballing her.
And if her serve is on, Taylor's not going to keep up with that.
Krejcikova does have a sneaky good serve. It's real sneaky good. Not like, throwing down aces, but she can move it around that box, and it's very precise. It's very precise. Paulini versus Putintseva. I'm going to keep on pushing Paulini through. That's what I like. Brenda Flavitova versus Mukova.
Look, it still should be Muhova, but who knows if she's not retiring before that.
Brenda girl. Brenda, you are going to beat Varvara Lipchenko, and you're going to beat the winner of Potapova and Fernandez. And by the time Mukova gets to you, she's going to be tired. So I'm going to get Brenda girl.
Woo!
I'm going to give you this win. And you're going to have the tournament of your career, and you're going to be crying and all that stuff. So I see it for you, Brenda. I see it for you. As will Avanesian, because she's going to take Kalinskaya in my draw, so she's into the 4th round.
Yeah.
Rybakina Wozniacki. Last time they played was at Wimbledon, and Wozniacki won 1 game, didn't she?
It should be Rybakina in this one, but
it should be. It should be. It should be. I'll give it to her. You lose the next one, Rybakina, but I'll give you this one. Sorry. But that actually will be the furthest she's ever been in a U.S. Open draw. She's never been past the 3rd round.
Wow.
So she wins.
That's interesting.
That's a win for her. Pegula versus Bolter. Pegula, you should be able to take that relatively comfortably. Ooh. Danielle Collins and Diana Schneider.
Ooh. Schneider with that sneaky lefty work.
Yeah. In my mind, Danielle Collins is going to have some special sauce on that racket, reminiscent of how she got through Miami in Charleston. Whoever she believes in is going to be smiling down on her on this U.S. Open. So I'm gonna give her that win. I'm gonna give it to her.
Yeah.
Lord, I hope she does. I hope her back doesn't give out or something. Lord Jesus. Mira Andreeva versus Bushkova. I'll give it to Mira Andreeva simply because I'm gonna give Iga the win, and I'm gonna do something crazy and get Mira Andreeva that win over Iga.
Right,
because she was close in Cincinnati, and sometimes when you get close, the next time you play them, it all comes together.
Sometimes.
So Mira, sometimes it works that way. Mira, this is your time to shine, and I think that makes her with this 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round. Yep, she's a quarterfinalist, which she has been already this season earlier in Roland Garros. So Mira Andreeva, do your big one against Iga. Do your big one, mama. You can do it. Collins,
American versus American.
Pegula. Collins, the sweet sauce on your racket goes away, unfortunately. Pegula.
Yeah, Pegula shines at quarterfinals, so yeah.
She does.
Getting there.
No, wait, she doesn't. She shines in 4th rounds, but in quarterfinals she does not shine.
But no, she's getting
there.
She shines.
Getting there, she's cool. Yeah, she's cool. All right. Rybakina, I'm sorry, the special sauce you had to kind of reach and claw your way to the 4th round, getting your results in health are going to come to an end because Alina Avanesian is ready for the fight, and she's going to take that win. That's what I'm feeling. Brenda Fervitova, I don't know how I got you this far, but please don't make me look like a fool. Jasmine Paolini is going to go in that run, though. She's going to end that run. Zitas Lapidus. Krejcikova versus Wang Jiyu. Krejcikova, she's going to keep the momentum going from Wimbledon. And she does. I mean, I haven't mentioned this at all, but she does look very happy, like on her socials and stuff. She looks settled, and hopefully that translates to some easygoing tennis. Because when she's easygoing and flowing, that game is just smooth as butter. So, rooting for you, Krejcikova. Emma Navarro versus Coco Gauff. Lord have mercy.
This is Coco's get back.
That's how we gonna spin it. Is this Coco get back?
Yep. Coco. Like, nah, Navarro. We ain't playing this time. Nope.
If Coco's,
but you are feeling something different.
No. I feel, and I actually know what I want Coco to get her get back in that match. But I feel, based off of what I've watched of Emma Navarro this summer, she just might put too many balls in court, honestly. But like good balls, not just powder puff balls, but like really good deep ground strokes, and just annoy the hell out of Coco Gauff's forehand. I'm gonna go against my better judgment. My tennis brain is telling me Navarro, but my heart is telling me Coco. So I'm going.
So no, pick Navarro. You want Navarro? You pick Navarro.
That's not what I said. I I wanted Coco, but my that's the want and the heart goes together. But my brain and my analysis of what I've seen over the past couple of weeks tells me Navarro. So I'm gonna go with Coco. Jing Chen Win versus Peyton Stearns. Keep it going. Keep it going. Gold medalist. Keep it going. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Elisa Mertens has worked her way into the 4th round. Sabalenka. Sabalenka, you got it. So we're looking at a Sabalenka, Zheng Chen Win, Coco Gauff, Barbora Krejcikova, Jasmine Paolini, Alina Avanesian, Jessica Pegula, and Mira Andreeva quarterfinal at the U.S. Open.
Yikes.
I'm with it. Now this is where Pegula is going to have a shot to get to her first Grand Slam semi against Andreeva. I'm going to give it to her against my better judgment. This means Pegula, wow. I think this is going to be Pegula's 9th time at a quarterfinal, and it's going to be 9th time to charm. It's going to be 9th time to charm. Let me 9th time to charm, Pegula. All right, Pegula. I know this is going to age terribly, especially when she goes out in the 2nd round to Raducanu. Oh, it's going to age terribly.
Look, Raducanu always has a blister or something, so you know.
This is true. But Avanesian versus Paolini. Paolini's going to keep it going. I believe in her. I don't think that French Open in Wimbledon was a fluke. She can play on all the surfaces. So she won Dubai earlier this year, which is probably a very similar court to the U.S. Open. So yeah, go Paolini. And this is considering she gets past Andreescu. Krejcikova versus Coco Gauff.
Oh, wow. Oh, again, this is going to be, the crowd is going to be heavily right. Well, this is all assuming that everything goes, as planned in our minds. You've got the crowd that's going to be so behind Coco because they don't even know who Krejcikova is.
Yes, they do. She won Wimbledon. I mean, they might not know her face. They might not know her face like the back of her hand, but they're gonna know that name because that name came across their ticker and like their newspapers and on their phones and just some kind of way. When you win Wimbledon, for that next week at bare minimum, people are talking about you. Not now, but the tennis fans are gonna know who Krejcikova is.
Right, but not at the Open. They're not going to know who she is in this. So, but hey, this is your draw and everything. Go with what you think.
Coco, I'm going to give it to you. Even though I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you, Coco. I'm going to give it to you just because you're my girl. You're my little sister. I'm going to give it to you, Coco. Then we got Sabalenka and Zheng Chen Win in the quarterfinal, which is actually a replay of the quarterfinal from last year. I think I'm gonna give it to Sabalenka again. I think she's
you see how easy you easily gave that to Sabalenka.
I'm going off of recent results. She's winning in the recency bias conversation.
No, I'm just saying, but Quinn Win, she went through the whole Olympics and won the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
she did.
I'm just saying. Okay.
But she didn't face Sabalenka to do it. She beat Iga, not Sabalenka. Two different styles of play. And that leaves us with a Coco Gauff, Sabalenka, and a Jasmine Paolini and Pegula semifinal. Which
that is interesting.
Fun. That's fun, though. No, they're all in the top 10.
Interesting. Yeah,
they're all top 10 players. Dare I say it? They're all top 7 players, right? No, let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Come on, app. Yeah, Sabalenka's 2, Coco's 3, Paolini's 5, Pegula's 6. That's a top 6 matchup. 4 out of the top 6 in the world get to the U.S. Open semis. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. Wow. So they don't meet in the finals. They meet in the semis. Coco against Big Sav.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Similar to, I'm going to harken back to Serena's days. Serena did get deep in a lot of slams after she won her breakthrough in 1999, but she didn't win them. So I'm going to give Sabalenka to get to her second consecutive U.S. Open final. And I'm going to give Jasmine Paolini another semifinal win and put her into her third consecutive Grand Slam final. I'm going to do that.
Okay, he's done it. We've all witnessed what you have done.
And with that, I think I'm going to make Sabalenka the U.S. Open champion of 2024. That seems right. That seems. Now that is, I would imagine that's crushing to Jasmine Paolini to get to that stage 3 times in a row. But she'd be in good company because Justine Henin did that one year. I believe Serena got to 3. I know Serena got 3 Grand Slam finals in a row. Venus did. A bunch of good players have gotten to 3 Grand Slam finals in a row on 3 different surfaces. So if Jasmine Paolini, if this works out exactly like I said it would, which it won't, that's going to be an incredible season for her. I just think Sabalenka would have a little bit too much in the end to lift the title. That's how I see it playing out. And all 700 plus of you that have made your way to this stream, hold it against me. Hold it all against me. Hold it all against me. This is what I've done.
Wow.
Paolini versus Sabalenka is my final at the U.S. Open, and Sabalenka is going to be lifting her first U.S. Open trophy.
Wow, Miles. Well, that's not my pick. It's not my pick, but okay.
Who did you pick, Karima? Because we're gonna hold you to it too.
Tobias says, that's what you want to do, Miles. Right? Tobias says, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. No, listen, I know that it is tough to repeat, to go back to back. I get it. It's tough to do. Not many have done it. I'm still gonna put my faith in the Coco. Let's mix it up here. Let's mix it up here, you know, and that she prevails. That she prevails. So you know,
I would love
it takes a lot
for that to happen. I would love for that to happen.
It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take, you know, some people getting beat early on that we didn't anticipate were gonna be out, because that's what happens.
It does, yeah. So, that's the name of the game.
It's just exactly. So, you know, I'm still rooting for Coco. So
somebody else agrees.
Hey.
Son Yob says, I agree. I see Coco winning it. Tobias, how are we throwing Sharapova? We're throwing Sharapova strays in 2024. Sharapova never did it, so it's hard to do. Oh man, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazier than what we just did for the past 2 hours is the fact that there's another men's bracket to do, which I intend to do much more quicker than we did this one. But it's just what we do, and this is what you call being a tennis fanatic on the eve of the last Grand Slam of the year. Our home Grand Slam is basically in Karima's backyard, not so much in mine. But Karima will be there, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a creep,
I will.
If you're creepy, close your ears. But if you're good people, shout out to Karima, and Karima will take care of you at the U.S. Open. If you're cool people, if you're not, then just disregard everything I said.
Exactly.
Is she not a Hall of Famer? Yes,
but...
she is, Tobias. Yes, she is. Wait, actually, no, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not. I mean, it seems like she's going to be in the Hall of Fame, Sharapova, but she's not yet. She's not. She actually has a year and some change left until she's able to be recognized. I think you have to be off the tour for 5 years, and she retired in 2020. So she has another season and some change to go. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll also cross the many bridges that I have created for myself doing this draw. If you've been watching this and are just completely adamant that I've gotten things wrong, let me know in the comments on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you see me out in the social media streets. I don't mind having a little bit of banter about it. Karima, thank you for doing this with me. You're more than happy to jump back on. We do the men. I'll send you the link if you want to. We just have to make sure we go, oh, look at that. Is that the first time that's happened?
No, I've done it already.
Oh, I didn't see I hadn't seen the hearts actually come out. I guess my hand doesn't do it as nicely as you. Whatever.
Well, no, you gotta keep it steady. There we go. Come on, get those thumbs right. Okay, or it's just not happening for you. You probably got to work on your setting. we got to work on it. But yeah.
All right,
but
Karima,
I will be listening as you go through the men's.
You'll be listening. So. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I'll try to get a co-host for the men's, and we'll keep it going, but a lot quicker. Thank you, Karima.
All right, later. Thank you. Look, the thumbs up usually has balloons with it, or look.
maybe it's not a host thing. Maybe it's a guest thing. It can't be because my thumbs work.
Look, it's something in your settings. You have to do your settings in the background, and so that's all I know. But
well, we tried.
Thanks, Miles.
Take care.
Later.
All right, guys. This has been fun. If you have watched this all the way through, I appreciate you. If you're watching this back, I appreciate you more because you've stuck with me throughout the foolishness, and hopefully you stick with me through another quicker bout of foolishness as I make my picks for the men's singles draw at the US Open. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow me on all social media networks at Tuned Into Tennis, or type in Miles David with a Y. That's me. And you'll be able to find some colorful tennis commentary and hot takes along the way. So without further ado, I'm going to take 5, pull up my draw for the men's singles, and see who I can come up with for a men's singles champion. I think I'm quite confident that the picks I've made for women's singles will come to fruition, but the thing about sports, specifically tennis, is that you never know what's going to happen. You got to lace them up, and you got to go out there and give it your best. So with that being said, talk to you guys later on the flip side for the men's singles, and take care. See you soon. Bye.